is dedicated to Almighty. Waqf is different from trust because in Waqf, no trust is there. Once Waqf is created, that the property belongs to Almighty. So when property belongs to Almighty, how that Waqf property is to be managed? Who will manage that Waqf property? Waqf. So the person who manages the Waqf, that is called, he is called Mutawali. The moment a Waqf is created, all rights in the property passes out from the Waqif, that means who creates the Waqf, and based in Almighty. From the very moment the Waqf is created by a Muhammadan, by declaration also, even no registration, but by declaring also, the property is vested, that the Almighty becomes the owner. So an endowment involves the transfer of all rights of the property by vesting in the Almighty. So all rights in that Waqf property is vested, is created in favor of Almighty. So Waqf property is vested in God. So you should understand, once Waqf is created, the property, Waqf property is vested in God, that is Almighty. And it is not alienable also. Waqf property is not alienable. The Waqf, it belongs to Almighty. He is not the owner, but merely servant. So in such case, the Waqf, the person, that is the manager, he is not the owner, but merely the servant of the God, managing the property for the good of his creatures. So Mutawali is not the owner, only simply a manager of the Waqf property. He should properly manage it for the good of his creatures, for the good of the creatures of the God. That is, Waqf, this Mutawali may be appointed either verbally or in writing through a deed. The Mutawali is appointed either verbally or under a deed or instrument by which a Waqf is created or by a competent authority. So now you know. So Mutawali is a person who manages the Waqf property. He is not the owner of that property. Once very moment a Waqf is created, that property is vested with Almighty. All the rights of the Waqif, that means the person who creates the Waqf, that those are transferred in favor of Almighty. So once that property is transferred to Waqf, there must be a person to manage the property. The person who manages the Waqf property is called Mutawali. So Mutawali is not the owner. He will only manage the property, apply the usufructs of the property for the benefit of the mankind. That is the creatures of God. Mutawali first is not a trustee also. The duties of Mutawali may be akin to those of a trustee, but he may be loosely called as a trustee. But actually he is not a trustee. Like a trustee, his duties are there. But the incidents governing the two are not the same. Trust and Mutawali is not, trustee and Mutawali is not the same. The property under trust vests in a trustee, but a Waqf can never vest in owner. Only difference is that sometimes trustee becomes the owner in certain cases, that property vests. But here, Waqf property is never vested with Mutawali. He can claim no right of ownership. In no circumstances, the Mutawali can claim any right of ownership on the property or estate in the Waqf, but is merely entrusted with the fulfillment of the object of the Waqf. He has been entrusted to discharge his duty to fulfill the object of the Waqf. So that means the position of a Waqf is no more than of a superintendent or a manager. So you should understand, know that the Mutawali position is like a superintendent of the property or the manager of the property. He is not the trustee in the technical sense. His position is merely that of a superintendent or a manager. So you should understand, remember that Mutawali is not the trustee, he is simply a superintendent or the manager. His trusteeship is known as Tawaliyat. Mutawali is not a trustee in the strict sense of the word, and the work of property does not vest in him. So, first, the Mutawali is like a manager rather than a trustee. So, Mutawali, that is, so far as work of property is concerned, has to see that the beneficiaries got the advantage of use. You should see that the beneficiary who are to be, for in respect of which a work of is created, they may get the advantage of the use rights. But under the Shia law, the property does not remain with the work of, it is transferred to God or to the beneficiary. So the support and maintenance of the Waqif family and would seem under the Act to be deemed a purpose recognized by the Muslim law as religious. Even Muslim, the person who creates the Waqf for the support of his family, sometimes a Waqf may be created. But Section 2, this view was not forwarded by Amir Ali with great learning to the dissenting judgment in Bikari case. Now you should know, Mutawali is only manager or the superintendent of the work of property. He is not a trustee in the restriction. No, the duties of a Mutawali and a trustee in respect of endowment property probably is the same. Now let us see who may be appointed as a Mutawali. Any person of sound mind who has attained majority may be appointed as majority in the sense according to the Indian Majority Act. Where the first Mutawali is a minor, the Waqf is not rendered invalid. Sometimes first Mutawali, who appoints the first Mutawali? That the Waqif, that means who creates the Waqf. Sometimes if a first Mutawali is a minor, that is not make the Waqf invalid. Where the office defaults of a minor under the terms of the Waqf, the office remains in abeyance. Office remains in abeyance till he attains majority. So the question comes, suppose Mutawali is a minor, then such that the Waqf is first Mutawali. So in such case that Waqf is not a void Waqf, but the office that you will occupy the office of the Mutawali once he attains majority. It is not majority that he required in a Mutawali, but puberty and understanding, and both can be presumed on the completion of his 15th year. It is, again, there is a dispute majority. So, but under this, so far as dower, divorce, and personal law is concerned, but here again it says, but puberty and understanding and both first Mutawali, in case of first Mutawali is a minor, he can act as this Mutawali only on attaining puberty. The founder of the Waqf may appoint himself or his children and descendants or any other person, a female or a non-Mohammedan, to be Mutawali of the Waqf. Now the question comes whether a non-Mohammedan can be appointed. Yes, non-Mohammedan can be appointed as a Mutawali. Freedom and Islam are not necessarily conditions. Females are non-Mohammedan. Can a female be appointed as Mutawali? If a non-Mohammedan can be appointed as a Mutawali? A female or a non-Mohammedan may be the Mutawali of the endowment. Endowment of the work of property. The mere fact that a person is a Pardhanasi woman does not make her unfit for him. Even if a Pardhanasi woman, she can be appointed as Mutawali. There is no legal prohibition against a woman holding a Mutawaliship when the trust by the nature involves no spiritual duty. Only no spiritual duty is there, then a female can be appointed as a Mutawali. Such as a woman could not properly discharge, but if some spiritual duties to perform, in such case, female may not be appointed. One who is not a Mohammedan and one who is so, but he follows a sect not orthodox according to standard of the sect law, is not disqualified by law or appointed as a mutawali. A female and non-Mohammedan are not entitled to be appointed as a mutawali where they are to perform some spiritual act, function. So now, who may be appointed as mutawali? A person who has attended majority will be appointed as mutawali, but a first mutawali may be minor, but after attending puberty, he can act as a mutawali. Female and Mohammedan may be appointed as mutawali, but when spiritual duties is involved of the mutawali, then they will not be appointed. Right of appointment. The mode of succession to the office of mutawali is unusually defined in the deed. In the deed of endowment, deed of akab, how a mutawali is to be appointed. Those are to be mentioned. He may lay down a scheme that the wakif, that wakif means a person who creates the wakaf. He may lay down a scheme who will be appointed in mutawali, and the appointment shall be according to the direction contained in that document. If there is no provision in the deed, suppose in the wakaf document through which wakaf is created, there is no provision in the document how mutawali is to be appointed. So then the intention of the founder can be inferred from usage or custom. The intention how mutawali is to be appointed, that is to be founder's intention is to be inferred from custom or from usage. If there be no express provision in the deed and there are also no custom, suppose there is no express provision, who will be appointed? Or there is no usage or custom for appointment of a particular person. In such case, then there's mutawali based first in the founder, then first founder will be mutawali. After his death, in his executor. In case of failure of the above two, in the mutawali, for the time being, either on his death bed or under a power conferred on him by the wakif. If no such appointment is made, the court may appoint. Ultimately, the court may appoint. So, first thing, suppose there is no document, there is no condition who will be appointed in the as a mutawali, then according to custom and usage, that is to be inferred from the usage of custom and the intention of the wakif, who will be appointed. If such a thing is not there, then the founder will be mutawali. After his death, in his executor, after his death, who will execute, that is, in case of failure of the, that is, on his death, no mutawali, no executor is there, suppose no will is created. In such case, the mutawali for the time, either on his deathbed or on the power conferred on him by the wakif. Suppose in deathbed, if there has nominated somebody will act as a mutawali, then you, if no such this appointment is made, then as per the appointed by court. So how mode of appointment? Ordinarily, there are three modes to which a person was trace his right to be. Persons make three modes. First, appointment by the wakif. Wakif appoints the mutawali, original author of the wakaf. That is, wakif means who is the original author of the wakaf. He appoints. Or by some person expressly authorized by the wakif to appoint. If the wakif has authorized some other person to appoint somebody as a mutawali, then you will be appointed. Appointed by the executor of the wakif. In case of will, the executor may appoint somebody. In absence of that is court. Can there be a joint mutawali? In the absence of any direction, express or implied given by wakaf or other competent authority, or for any evidence of custom supporting a usage to the authority, ordinary rule that office held jointly till pass of the death of one holder to the survivor or survivors would prevail. So in such case, if a person makes a wakaf during his lifetime but does not appoint a mutawali, even when death comes upon him, but appoints an executor, such executor will appoint a mutawali. So similarly, a mutawali has not power to transfer his office to another person unless such power is expressly conferred upon him by wakif. If wakif had given a power that he can appoint somebody as an mutawali, he can push. So Then another term is that is office is not hereditary. The office of Mutabali is not hereditary. The technical rule of survivorship embodied in section 130 of succession act does not apply. Then according to the custom, then he will be appointed even by Tamlik is a term. The word Tamlik is often popularly used in the sense of settlement in the case of trust property. Sometimes you will write short note or Tamlik. Tamlik, the word Tamlik is often popularly used in the sense settlement in the case of a trust property, where a Mutabali appoints a disciple as a successor to Mutabaliship and made over the trust property to him. The transaction could well be described by the use of the word Tamlik. Power of Tamlik to dismiss servant. Tamlik. What is Tamlik? Tamlik is popularly used in the sense of settlement in the case of trust property. In case of trust property, what is that? Where a Mutabali appoints a disciple as a successor to Mutabaliship. Mutabali appoints somebody as a Mutabaliship and makes over the trust property to him and over the trust property. The transaction code will be described by the user Tamlik. So, Mutawali of a mosque can dismiss a servant, the Tamli. The Mutawali of a mosque can dismiss a servant of the mosque. And it cannot be said that the Imam is not a servant of the mosque. Mutawali can therefore prevent him from functioning as Imam because of his mischievous. So, there are various powers are there. It is within the province of Mutawali to do all reasonable and proper acts. All reasonable and proper for the maintenance of the work of property and for the administration of the environment. He may be, if empowered by the work of deed, contract debt, mortgage, and even say part of the work of property for the repair of the property of the payment of taxes, etc. Power of this is whether a Mutabali can lease, Mutabali is not entitled to lease the work of property. In case of agricultural land, for a term exceeding 3 years. The Mutabali cannot lease out this work of property in case of agriculture for a period exceeding 3 years with regard to ratio of building for a year only. If a building is there, he can lease out that property only for a year. This is power. Mutabali can also retire. There is nothing in Mohammedan law which prevents the Waqif, who is himself in the first authority from resigning his office and out of his own residuary of general power as Waqif, appoint his own successor. He can appoint. This is now. This is in a nutshell. This is power of the Mutabali. Again, you should know certain facts about what is mosque. Mosque means what? Mosque is a place where all Mohammedans are entitled to go and perform their devotions as of right according to their conscience. So if somebody says, what is mosque according to Mohammedan law? Mosque is a place where all Mohammedans are entitled to go and perform their devotions as a right, according to their conscience. Where a deed purported to dedicate a building as a mosque for the exclusive use of person belonging to a particular sect, such reservation in India is void. If it is a mosque is created and there is a restriction in use of the same to a particular sect, that is void. But the dedication and such reservation in India is void, but the dedication is valid. So that is Hatwai Alamgari also shares this view. Their Lordship of Judicial Committee, however, did not express any opinion in it. So here, a building could be called as a mosque. The required, what is that? The building must have been set apart from a mosque. Public prayer is allowed, said in the at least once, even with the permission of the owner. There must have been long use of this place as a worship of mosque. That is, you should know what is mosque. Then another what term comes, Sajada Nasin, the head of a Khanak, that is Sajda Nasin, that is called head of a Khanak. Khanak means which is a monastery or religious institution where religious instruction in Islam faith is imparted. Sometimes Khanka, it is called Khanka, Khanqah, Khanka. See, Sajda Nasin means is the head of the Khanka. Khanka means what? Khanka is a monastery or religious institution where religious instruction in Islamic faith is imparted or is known as Sajda Nasin. Who is a Sajda Nasin? The head of a Khanka is called Sajda Nasin. Khanka means what? Khanka is a monastery or a religious institution where religious instruction in Islamic faith is imparted. The word Sajda Nasin is derived from a combination of two words, that is Sajda and Nasin. Sajda denoting the carpet used by Muhammadan for prayer. Sajda means carpet used by the Muhammadan for prayer, and Nasin meaning sitting. Sajda Nasin, Sajda means carpet used by Muhammadan for prayer, that is called Sajda. Nasin means sitting. So Sajda Nasin is a person who is the is the head of a monastery or religious or a Khanka. The head of Khanka is called Sajda Nasin. What is Khanka? Khanka is a monastery or religious institution where religious instruction in Islamic faith is given. Sajda Nasin and Mutawali. So Sajda Nasin is the head of the Khanka. Khanka means what? It is a monastery or a religious institution where whatever religious instructions in Islam, Islamic faith, religious instruction in Islamic faith is imparted. That is called Khanka. So Sajda Nasin and Mutawali, what is the difference? Sajda Nasin is the head of the Khanka, but whereas Mutawali is the manager of the Waqf property. So that is Sajda Nasin. Then Khanka. What is Khanka? Khanka means Waqas may be made for Khanka. That is, Waqf may be made for Khanka, which is a monastery or religious institution. There may be Waqf may be made for Khanka for the purpose of Khanka. Khanka means what is that? A monastery or religious institution. It is a religious institution for imparting, that is instruction or instruction in the Islamic faith, where instruction in Islamic faith is important. Instruction in the Islamic faith is important. And where Darbashi and seekers after truth congregate for religious instruction. Khanka is a place where these people congregate, people gather for getting religious instruction. The head of that Khanka is called Sajda Nasin. Sajda means carpet used for prayer. Nasin means sitting. That is derived from that word. It is not usual to find Khanka being converted into a communal graveyard. Sometimes a portion of Khanka is also converted in a communal graveyard. Generally, it is not usual to find Khanka being converted into a common graveyard. That means it cannot be converted into a common graveyard. Generally, the space in Khanka is limited and usually only member of the family of the founder or specific or favored disciple are buried. Because Khanka is a very limited place, sometimes the family of the founder or specially favored disciples are buried within the precincts. A Khanka is essentially private property in the particular sense of no institution, which is managed by members of the family of the founder, so that the right of managing the property, the right of receiving offering. So you should know what is Khanka. Khanka means that is a monastery or a religious institution where instruction in Islam faith is imparted. And head of the Khanka is Sajda Nasin. Kaji, who is a Kaji? A Kaji is an officer of the state invested with multifarious duties. Now, Kaji system is not in India, but is officer of a state who had been invested with multifarious duties. The Mohammedan law does not regard the office of Kaji as hereditary. The word Kaji means a judge. If a Kaji, you say that is a judge, where functions are being assumed by the courts in India. But Tabji observes that there are at present, they know that is precise function to be performed by Kaji in India, but this system is totally abolished. But a community of that is called Kaji. Now, what is Tokia? Sometimes the question comes, writes our short note and Takia. Tokia literally means a resting place. Tokia means a resting place. That is, hence a burial ground. Tokia means a burial ground. So, that is sometimes called a Takia. It is a place of abode which is inhabited by fakirs. It is a place, Takia resting place, that is burial ground. It is a place for, that is where fakirs, inhabited by fakirs who impart religious instruction to their disciples. In common parlance, it means a resting place of fakirs. The Tokia means a resting place of fakirs. That is a holy person. Fakir means a holy person who has relinquished the world. Fakir means a person, holy person. Like Mo, he has relinquished the world and who devotes his time in imparting religious instruction to disciples. The fakir devotes his entire time, even religious instruction, Muslim religious instruction to the disciples. It is as such a religious institution recognized by law. That Tokia is also, it is a religious institution recognized by law, and a grade of endowment to the same will be as valid of Wakaf can be created at Tokia also. Now, sometimes Imam Bara. What is Imam Bara? Imam Bara, that is, although it resembles a mosque, it is unlike a mosque. So, a mosque is a place where Muslim faith is allowed to pray. So, but it is Imam Bara is a place, it is like a mosque and necessarily a public place for worship. No, it is not a public place for worship. Imam Bara and mosque difference. It is a prayer place, but Imam Bara is not necessarily a public place for worship. It is an apartment in a private building set up for private religious purpose. It is an apartment in a private building that is set for private religious purpose. It may be a valid object of Wakaf. That means it may be Wakaf may be created. So section 92 CPC will not be applicable because it is not a public place. Section 92 CPC is for management of public trust. This is not applicable. So here it is merely intended for the use of the owner and his family. Imam Bara is like a mosque. It is akin to mosque, but that is where prayer is given by the owner of that building or apartment or by family members. Though the public may be allowed with the permission of the owner. With the permission of the owner, public may be allowed to offer religious prayer under Muslim religious prayer with the permission of the owner. Some like Durga. What is Durga? It literally means a threshold and is applied to the shrine or tomb. It is a shrine or a tomb of a saint. Shrine or tomb of a saint or a person honored after his death. Saint is a person that is called Durga. The offering presented at the Durga are its property, which must be kept by the trustee. That is, whatever offering that will be property. Now, Mujawar is a caretaker of a shrine or a mosque. Mujawar, we say, shrine or a mosque. He performs minor duties in connection with the mosque. Mujawar is connected to the shrine or the mosque, like the reading of Fatiha, offering prayers, minor duty, and even sweeping the premises. Females are also competent to perform the duties of Mujawar. That the position of a Mujawar is difficult from that of a Mujawar. He is simply a servant, like a servant. Or Sajanesa, that is Sadhanosin. Sadhanosin, this, what is this? Head of the Khanka is Sadhanosin. But here, this Mujawara duty is something different from Mutawali and Sadhanosin. Mutawali is the manager, superintendent, or trustee of the work of property. Sadhanosin is spiritual preceptor and the head of the institution. But the Mujawara is only a caretaker of this. He is only a caretaker of a shrine. It is Mujawara. That is, he has no religious duty to perform. In this respect, he also differs from an Imam. Imam also, who is a leader of a prayer. Imam means who is a leader of a, who is called a leader of the prayers and holds them at a congregation. Leader of the holds them at a congregation is called Imam, or a mullah who officiates at religious service. A mullah is a person who officiates religious service like marriages, funerals, etc. So in nutshell, this is the idea, that is Mutawali and other things. Sometimes the talks you should remember and try to Sadhanosin. What is? He is the head of the Khanka. You should know. What is Khanka? Khanka means Khanka, which is a monastery or religious place where the instruction in Islamic faith is imparted. Kaji is also, but that is not system, that is not in a Takia is a resting place, that is a graveyard, and say burial ground. Burial ground, that is where it is fakir, resting place of the fakir. Imambara is like a mosque where only private, it is reserved for private purpose by the owner for prayer. Dargah means a threshold or applied to a shrine or tomb of a saint or a person honored after his death. Mujawara is a caretaker of a shrine or a mosque. That is the purpose of minor duties in the mosque or shrine. In nutshell, we completed what is Waqf. In the next class, we will discuss what is will or wasiyat.